Hey y'all, welcome back to Carbon Scoring, the best place for comics history and action figures. And I am here with Lenny and Tony from the G.I. Joe Classified team. And I think we need to probably set the stage for this. It is currently 3:20 in the afternoon on Friday.
Yep, that's right.
How are we all feeling after being at Cold Slither last night?
You know, screaming and yelling a lot.
Yeah.
And without fail, my voice is going because we're at Comic-Con. But it was enhanced and pushed forward by the concert last night.
Yes, and the concert was incredible. Yeah, it was definitely one of the things I was most looking forward to coming into Comic-Con, and it lived up to the hype. And my experience was enhanced that much more because I ended up hanging out with Michael Hill, the writer of Cold Slither, which was so cool. And he was telling me the story about how he came up with the song, and he still gets some royalties off of it. So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Super, super great guy.
What a ridiculous concert, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like walking into another universe.
Yeah.
Right? And the music was really good.
It was really good.
As a metalhead, I thought it was awesome.
The band looked perfect.
Yes.
They did.
So,
And they sounded absolutely right on target. And then to have Jim come on stage, the real Jim, and sing with our, it's absolutely great.
Heavy
Absolutely
metal
great.
Jim.
Yes. But it's time to talk about some action figures. And we just had the G.I. Joe panel earlier this morning, and we had some great reveals in that one. Some that are very special to my heart. We got some of the OG-13 revealed. Yes. So we got Short Fuse and Steeler. So that really only leaves us with Flash, Grand Slam, and Zap, I believe.
Yeah, he's good. He's done his homework.
Those are my guys. So obviously, this was a question I asked you last year. We're still dedicated to getting the OG-13 in the line.
There's no stopping us. We're dedicated to hit every Joe. No, you can't stop me.
Yeah.
Well, you could.
You can only hope to contain you.
We want to hit every Joe in the history of G.I. Joe.
And then make new
That's the
G.I.
goal,
Joes.
and then we might have to rein it in, but I think we're going to get there.
Okay, so that actually leads me into a later on question that I was thinking about, which is we are seeing some incredible, this has such a rich history. Just the Real American Hero line has a rich history, but what thought process has gone into actually creating completely new characters that have not been seen before in the Joe's line?
G.I. Joe is such an archetypal brand, and I think that's why it lasts the test of time, where like you're buying something or you're playing with something because you almost want to experience that vibe. Like you're buying an Arctic Trooper because you want to experience what it would be like to be an Arctic Trooper, or you want a pet iguana that comes with Cobra Commander or snakes. So we look at that and we're like, what would be cool or exciting or compelling to have 1/12 scale? So it's like a miniature version of these wild adventures, crazy contraptions, and exciting sci-fi stuff, right? So it's like, what's going to be fun for somebody to have and look at and go on a mental, like this, like imagine what it would be like to experience that in real life.
I think that one of the big questions that we always ask ourselves when you're looking at creating a new character, it's why? Why is this guy this way? What's his backstory? What can we embellish into that character and put into the costume or whatever his function is? Obviously, G.I. Joe is based on function and what your role is as well. So a lot of that goes in.
And I think that the Ghost Vipers kind of came out of that.
Yes.
Right? Like Crystal Ball became a threat, and we pushed him. The design is like we wanted to make him more intimidating than he ever was before. So in a way, we gave him he has a brigade, right? And the Ghost Vipers are spreading fear. So that's where they came from. So it's like they serve a function, right?
Yes. They fit into the storytelling of the universe that's being built.
Yeah, and we don't have forward-facing cartoons right now, but like what we're able to do is, from a visual standpoint, tell you a story. And I think the really cool part about G.I. Joe is we want to start your imagination and let you take it and go wild with it.
So we don't have a forward-facing cartoon right now, but there are multiple active G.I. Joe universes going on, right? We've obviously got our Skybound Energon universe, which is exploding and is terrific. But we've still got the original Larry Hama universe going strong, absolutely going strong. And there's definitely some characters in there, particularly our Snake Eyes analogs, Dawn and Sean, that I think we would all love to see in the line. Have you thought about dipping into both the Hamaverse as well as Energon moving forward?
I think this is so cool about Classified. We tried to make a line that could curate a lot of the stuff from the universe of G.I. Joe and then allow us to make new stuff for G.I. Joe. So a lot like Generations, I spent a lot of time on Transformers. Generations takes the best parts of Transformers and brings them to life in a nice aesthetic. we're trying to do that with Classified as well. So what is this aesthetic that we can bring all these really cool characters from the different comic books, from the different media, to life in plastic?
Yeah.
And I really want a Serpentor Khan. And
Serpentor Khan, absolutely. Yeah.
And whatever they did to that mutant island,
with the zombified looks.
So
Absolutely.
It's such a great run, Larry Hama.
And it's continuing. We're now at a point where there have been more issues after the original Marvel run than there were in the Marvel run.
Crazy?
So yes, it is so awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. Now, there have been so many, the line's been going on for over 5 years now.
Yeah, it's wild.
And so there have been some terrific technological advances, just improvement in action figure quality, digital printing, and things like that.
Yes.
You've utilized the retro cardback line to kind of go back and hit on some figures, maybe give a new chance for some figures. Are there some characters that you guys look back on and go, ooh, I'd love another shot at that one?
Of course. Of course. I don't know. I wouldn't say ones in particular, like Telegraph.
Oh, yeah. That's a good call.
But yeah, there's as a designer and an artist, you do a project, and you're like, almost got it. And you want to be able to have a chance to do an even better job. So when those opportunities come, you take them. Does it make sense, though? You don't want to just do it because it's for you. You want to see if it's compelling for somebody if they want it too.
Yeah. And one of the things for the retro card, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but a great way to get a second chance at a figure. We heard the feedback a while back on Cobra Eels, right?
Yes.
That was an immediate sellout, and we're like, oh man, how do we get these guys back out? And that retro card back was a great way for people to just buy in and get those troop builders, the Snow Serpent as well. So there's little great in the bats now, right? So.
For sure. And I don't know if we heard anymore. Is the retro cardback line still active? Is that still going on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Working on some right now.
Okay, great. Very good. Everybody will be happy for that. I recently got Footloose, and he actually came by himself. Like, he wasn't in, like, a whole wave that shipped to my door.
Yes.
So that meant I just spent some time with him and really played with this infantry trooper. Just about as classic, basic of a G.I. Joe as you're going to get.
Yes.
But you guys pack so much detail into that guy. The texturing of the camo, over it, and then of course his goggles and just the different patches and stuff. So it as a single figure, it shows how much heart goes into each one of these. So for you guys, what was like that one thing that you slipped into a figure this past year that you're really proud of or really happy with, like a design piece or a little Easter eggy sort of storytelling thing?
I got to think about that. I mean, like you work on so many.
The Bythona, I think, is awesome because you saw that our fall exclusive this year. She just comes with so much stuff. Lenny kept on like showing me new images of all the stuff. I'm like, okay, another clam. That's great.
Right.
Come on, a Quahog.
A Quahog.
I think with her, what's interesting is like in the cartoon, you could see they were inspired by like sci-fi at the time, and their interpretation of what her like membrane suit was. It was fun to take that and be like, okay, in a modern lens, what's that going to look like if it's real?
Yeah.
And that was really fun to kind of get into and be like, all right, so how does it wrap around her body? How does it work? How does it connect to her? What is it used for? Is it protection from artillery? Is it protection from fire? Does it make her move faster? Is it a super suit? Right? So it's really fun to kind of like dive into like how that works and how it enhances her as a character.
And it feels like that was a character, that paint detail, that level of application wouldn't have been something that would have come across in the first couple of waves of this line. Like it's something that really it's the advances in the technology that have allowed you to make that figure as good as it is now.
And as a product designer, you kind of have to evaluate that. Like a lot of times, the vehicles are new products, right? So you have how am I going to engineer this product? And that happens with figures too. It's like sometimes something might not interpret well into a 1/12 scale. So you're like, maybe we're not there yet. And then a couple of years from now, we're like, oh yeah, we can use that with this technology, that application. Bam, it's going to look awesome. Right?
Speaking of vehicles, we have one right behind us
with
our Haslab, and so much going on here. And I think that probably, there might have been some people who initially were like, no, the Snow Cat, that's not necessarily big enough to be a Haslab. It is big enough to be a Haslab.
It's a two-seater. It's always been a two-seater, and the His Tank's a one-seater.
Right.
So that off the bat, we knew it was like, oh, from a footprint standpoint, it's going to be bigger. I think there's a perception with height being bigger than things that are wider, but like it's heavier. It's a big
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
So we had to get everything in there, and with that, form meets function, right? So it's like, okay, it's going to be bigger. Maybe it's an APC as well. So
Right.
that's why the rocket comes out of the back. So, and then also the storage. Those open up. You can actually put the bivouac in the storage.
I actually saw that on some of the images today, where it was folded down and in the storage compartments in the back.
The bivouac itself is very modular. Like the tent poles come apart like real tent poles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like to wrap it in the bivouac and then put it in there, or I guess the fabric, not the bivouac.
Yeah. So I was a lucky kid, but I wasn't the luckiest kid. So the small play sets like the bivouac back then, those were things that we could afford, that we had. And so seeing those come back feels really good and bringing it into this. Yeah.
Like 1960s G.I. Joe, where it's like you're buying tents, you're buying
Absolutely.
campsites.
Everybody in the Hasbro booth in the product area. I'm going to need you to leave this area.
Okay. We're not leaving quite yet.
You're still good. You're
good.
good.
It's our interview. Emily's trying to throw everybody out. I think it may be Haslab reveal time, but not for us. Yeah, that's not for us.
I think we got going something with the case.
So many details in this. What are each of your favorite storytelling or favorite details that you put into this one?
The snowpedo, the torpedoes when they come off, the skis are actually snowboards.
Yeah.
So the designer, Mark, he actually retired, awesome designer. He was like, I want to make them into snowboards. Originally they were skis, but he's like, snowboards I think would be cooler. So I think it's a nice push. I think it's a nice modern touch.
For me, it's the cast iron skillet. Finally, I get a cast iron skillet with a bunch of eggs in it.
Take a look at the eggs.
We got a sausage with a bite in it. We got a fresh sausage in there as well.
Yep.
I don't know, just like and the fact that the flame comes off of the fire pit and it's ashen kind of burnt logs under there, so you can kind of have that. Oh, we got to break down camp quick. We're too visible right now.
So I got my signal for one more question, so I have two.
Oh, okay.
We've made it very clear. Flag is not something that could be a Haslab. Is a Sky Striker something that could be at least considered as a Haslab?
Anything can be considered. We just have to study it. Again, it's just product design, so you got to see like, is it feasible? You study.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of part. It's why we do the job. It's the fun part.
And then, of course, you guys know, I went to Clemson University, the home of William the Refrigerator Perry. You're both wearing your fridge lanyards today. We got to have the fridge, guys. It just is. We got to find a way to do it. We got to have everybody.
We got to have everybody.
We do.
That's a big request, especially once we start wearing these lanyards. It comes in all the time, so we'd be remiss not to get to it.
The fridge was a moment in the Zeitgeist, and it correlated with G.I. Joe.
I agree.
Fellas, thank y'all so much. It's always great talking to you.
Well.
I appreciate it. Great stuff.